Hi, I'm Chef Jimmy, and this is Cooking with a Cause. We're going to unlock the secret to getting you moving into a gluten-free baking area without going to the store, spending $9 a pound on a pre-made gluten-free flour mix. There's another crucial element, which is xanthan gum. It's an expensive item, but a little bit goes a long way, and that is the element that's actually going to mimic the gluten. It's going to give the dough structure, and it's going to add a little bit of elasticity to the final product. But we'll add the xanthan gum to the individual recipes later. We need the 4 components because each one offers a different element to mimic the wheat. We're going to have rice flour in there. The rice builds structure. We're adding chickpea flour for added protein content and to round out the grainy quality of the rice. Potato starch, which is about a third of the ratio, is going to add chewiness. And the tapioca flour is what's going to fill in all this and add a light, airy quality, which is what we're used to biting into and feeling and enjoying when we consume wheat products. With these 4 items, made in large batches, I usually do it in 3 times the recipe. It lasts probably 3 days. Each recipe we're going to make is going to call for about a cup and a half to 2 cups of flour. We're going to make about 8 to 10 cups in a batch. This way you have it, it's in your cabinet, and you can go to it every morning. I have this red container here in front of me because this is what I use at home. When you start, I highly recommend you keep this mix in a noticeable container. This way it's there, and this is the go-to because I know how hectic it is in the morning, and it's hard enough getting everybody out of bed and fed and out the door to school. All these flours, they're perishable. We want to keep lids on them, airtight, keep the bugs out, keep the freshness going. So let's go ahead and measure out these ingredients. The basic ratio here is 2 parts flour, 2/3 parts potato starch, and 1/3 part tapioca. The tapioca and the potato starch don't touch. The 2 parts flour you can play with. As I mentioned, I like the chickpea. The chickpea though adds not too strong of a bean flavor, but you know it's there. You can go 2 parts rice, might be a little grainy in texture, but you can fill it out. Highly recommend keeping 1 part rice, but then sorghum, buckwheat, other flours that are available. Go ahead and try, but in general, keep this base. So we're going to go ahead and start measuring them out. Get in there, get a good scoop, and level it off. It's not too crucial if it's a rounded up scoop, because in your final measurements when you're doing a baked item is where the accuracy is more important. So there's our 2 parts flour. This is a 1/3 cup measure. So we're going to do this 2 times. And then we're going to go into our tapioca, which again, I like to keep the tapioca in a different color container also. The tapioca and the potato starch are extremely similar. Very powdery, very cakey. Side to side, you won't notice the difference. You'll get to know the texture over time, but if these are mixed up, you can't tell the difference. So let's go in for a 1/3 cup of tapioca. And we'll throw that in there. I like to use a whisk. And you want to incorporate these ingredients well. And that's the mix. Having the ingredients on hand, having a bowl, having a good accurate set of measurements, and a whisk, that's it. It takes minutes to put together. And we're just going to go ahead and scoop this right into our container. So this is the gluten-free flour base. I'm Chef Jimmy, and this is Cooking with a Cause.